I actually used the countdown today because I couldn't get the camera to turn on. So I figured instead of being late, and I saw Zach Attack was in the room, I've decided that I would use the countdown and fix the camera at the same time. You know what they call that? They call that. I don't know what they call. I don't know what the hell they call that. I don't know what the hell they call that. All right, we got Joey D dropping a super chat before anyone's even in the house. He says, "Do you think Dabes will continue the play calling?" Well, according to Brian Dable, he didn't call any of the plays. He didn't call any plays. I didn't call any of the plays. I was just doing this because it just made it a lot easier because I I had a bad cough, and couldn't find a mask and COVID and everything else that was going on. He wasn't calling the plays. Dave's has protected his guy. And you figured that's what he would do. That's literally what he would do. He's protecting Kafka. He is not hanging him out to dry because you're not gonna hang your guy out to dry. You're not. So do I think he had a instrumental part in the play calling in the second half? Hell yeah, 100%, 1,000%, 1,498%. Will he continue to do it? I think he'll turn the reins back over to Kafka. It's almost like one of those teaching moments where you kind of go, hey, you know what? This is what we did. This is what we should do. I'm just going to call a couple of the plays, like just for like 2 quarters. And then you got it the rest. You got the rest of it. That's what I think is going to happen. What do we got Daryl coming up at here? It's Dave. Daryl says, according to let's see here. My computer's bouncing all around here. It's crazy. According to Dave's in the post game, Kafka was calling the plays. He's still there, but we all know better. Of course, we know better. Wait, I got it. I got it right here. Hold on. We are a fine institute here of getting stuff done. So hold on. Here we go. Let's see here. Let's see if I can. Here we go. Here he is. And this is the venerable Brian Dable here.
Did you call plays in the second half?
Nope.
You didn't?
Nope.
Did you change anything about that process offensively, like how you and Mike were?
No, we always communicate like that. Yeah. So I always have a sheet with me. But Mike did a fantastic job. I communicate with Mike. I communicate with T-Mac. I communicate with Wink. So
do you really think he communicates with Wink? I'm just throwing that out there. Do you really think he communicates with Wink? What do we also got here? Tough to see us win any of our next 3 without Barkley. Barkley, of course, is out with the high ankles. No, just a regular ankle sprain. MRI came back negative. X-ray came back negative after the game as well. For all the people that were saying that we didn't need to pay Barkley, we didn't need to give him any money, he's not going to be here for the next 3 weeks, and you have 49ers, Seattle, and Miami. Okay, let's see what Breida, Brightwell, and Eric. I saw someone post on Twitter. I can't wait to see what Eric Gray does. Eric Gray's gonna have to jump Brightwell and Breida before he even gets some carries. So let's just see what happens. We got the Zach Attack, the unofficial producer of the Online Big Blue Sports Show. Now I don't trust Dale Jones out of the dome in San Francisco. The 49ers is a pretty good. Let's see. Brock Purdy made it to the NFC Championship game in 7 starts. We still have huge holes everywhere. We do. We got problems. We got problems right here in Capital City. We got Mike Lee dropping and saying, didn't Pro Football Focus have us rated as a top 5 run defense? Oops. Shows how valuable Pro Football Focus is, where we weren't even rated as one of the top run defenses. I don't go by. Everyone knows I don't go by the venerable Pro Football Focus, Pro Football Jocus. Because they're a bunch of morons. Because they don't know anything. And this is the kinder, gentler Tim. Fucking idiots. Not you, Mike Lee. You are a scholar and a gentleman. Mr. McCormick says 2 streams in 1 day. We are blessed. Oh, yeah. Actually, if you think about it. No, did I do 2 streams? No, I did a stream and a video. Jeez, Mike. Mr. McCormick, you got me confused. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Tim being professional. I am Mr. Professional. I am Mr. Professional. This is a learning lesson for Kafka. I agree 100%. This is a learning lesson for Kafka. He's got to learn. But like I said, the focus is now we have a short week. We're going to be probably a game time decision with Andrew Thomas. Do I think this new lineup is going to hold up against the 49ers defense? No. Offensive line? No. There's a huge difference between the Cardinals and the 49ers. Like the 49ers are like here, like here, and the Cardinals are like here. I've said it before. The Cardinals started a freaking astronaut that's been there for 13 days. I assumed what was going to happen in the second half was going to happen in the first half. Think about that. They started a guy that was interning with at NASA at one point in time, and then got traded 13 days ago to become the starting quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals. And we let them run up 20 points. Something's not right. We're gonna talk about the defense. But I want to get through a lot of these questions here. Blazin says, Tim, where the hell is the giant pass rush? We have a new Kayvon Thibodeau sound effect. It's actually processing right now. And it's an homage to James Williams, the venerable James Williams. He's not in the chat. I'm waiting for James to show up because I want to say something to James. But we have the venerable James Williams came up with it's Kayvon Thibodeau, the friendly pass rusher. And that will, I think I'm going to drop that tomorrow. That's like cool guy talk. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to drop it like it's hot. Yeah. I'm a hep cat. Let's see what I got. Omega Supreme, who's becoming one of my favorite people. What's up, Tim? Have to work tonight. I'll catch the replay. Just stop by, hit that like. But I appreciate you, Omega Supreme. I really do. Omega Supreme is becoming one of my favorite commenters. I got a lot of favorite commenters. It's funny. There's 11,000 people that subscribe to the channel. 11,500, I think it is. I think 11,000 people are like my favorite commenters. There's like 500 people I just hate. And you know who you are. And I'm just joking. Let's see here. What do we got? T779. Let's see if the pass rush actually does something. I'm a little worried about that myself. We're going to talk about that. Mike Lee says Gray will run out of bounds before being hit. He's known for that in college. Eric Gray, if you watch this film, liked to avoid contact in college. And Mike Lee's not wrong about that. That's why we have Mr. Weaver coming in there. What's going on with Tibbs this season? He needs to work with Aaron Donald or something. I think Wink is gone. You know what? This kills me. Everyone on the Twitter sphere was getting rid of. We got to fire Bobby Johnson. Bobby Johnson's got to get fired. He's terrible. I like Bobby Johnson because he looks like Rob Zombie. That's why I like Bobby Johnson. But no one's talking about the defensive line coach for the Giants. I forget his name off the top of my head. You now have 8 quarters without a sack. You got run up on rush-wise by Dallas and Arizona. We didn't have a 3-and-out to the fourth quarter. And I think it's more because Arizona just became Arizona. Mr. Alvarez says, I think Dable will help Kafka with the play calling, but awful defensive scheme. The Cardinals in the second half helped the Giants a lot. They really did help the Giants a lot. They really did, the Cardinals. And that's a good thing. That's what we got to, that's what we're here for. Omega Spring says, good news is we have a small break before Seattle after we play the 49ers. I'm just got my fingers crossed that Saquon Barkley finds the miracle cure for his ankle, because a lot of people, you had people on Twitter, and I got to stay the hell off Twitter. I really do. It makes my head hurt. They're like, we don't need Saquon Barkley. He didn't do anything in that second half. It was all Daniel Jones. And I laugh because Daniel Jones played great in the second half. No doubt about it. But there were numerous plays and numerous runs and numerous passes that were fake handoffs to Saquon Barkley that froze the defense or took the entire defensive line and followed Barkley so Jones would have his opportunity to either run the ball or throw the ball. Sometime, and then, I mean, look at Saquon, those big runs. He ran with a purpose. He ran with his head down, no dancing, did what he was supposed to do. And that's what you need. Zach Attack says, Evan Neal seems to do better with Glowinski was on the bench. We talked about this before with Andrew Thomas in his first 2 seasons. You had Will Hernandez, and Will Hernandez and Andrew Thomas just didn't mesh. And at the point in time, I said it, and I've done numerous videos, and the Zach Attack is also referring to that, where I said that Will Hernandez was more of an issue for Andrew Thomas than I think Andrew Thomas was for himself. Because there was plenty of times that Andrew Thomas missed assignments. Will Hernandez missed assignments and left Andrew Thomas out to dry, especially that second season. And he actually started playing better when they put in Shane Lemieux. And I kind of think Evan Neal's kind of doing the same thing with Glowinski. I think Zach Tech's 100% right. What's the early spread on the game?
That's what she said.
I don't know. I haven't checked yet. Zach Tech, what's your early spread on the game? Can you please pull that up? Mike Lee says they better take out a policy on DJ because he's going to get killed. Well, we're still enjoying the win. Let's see. In some weird ways, watch us win against the 49ers because they're open up the playbook because they've opened up the playbook. I'm not seeing it. The Giants are just so. Everyone wants to talk about the last 2 quarters. No one wants to talk about the first 6. Now, I'm not a mathematician, but if you have 8 of something and only 2 of that is good, that's like 75% bad. So you can't. We got the Irish Rover who never called me. I'm not gonna say anything, Irish Rover. He never called me. I-10 pass rush concerns me like all Giant fans. Yes, look out for tomorrow. We're gonna drop the new sound effect. It's going to be Kayvon Thibodeau, the friendly pass rusher. It can be purchased on KTEL Records for only $4.99. I might do a short video, what they call a YouTube short, and do it that way. We have 2 protects in 1 here. Tim, the pass rush needs to step up. Hoping Breida can step up this week. Breida's going to have to step up this week. And I hope the pass rush does too. Because if you do not get pressure on Brock Purdy, it's not going to be Purdy. Get it? Not going to be Purdy. I'm going to give myself a rim shot.
That's what she said.
Blazin says we see what the reshuffle offense like. Well, that's going to be the key. You went up against the Cardinals. I would not say NFL talent wise ranked in the top 30. they're not. I don't know if they're tanking, but you don't get rid of Colt McCoy and bring in an astronaut 13 days and then start him. Anthony, what do we got here? Says he's protecting his staff and he did. He handled it amazingly. He did. He really did. He protected his staff. He did everything he needed to do. He said everything he needed to say. He said it the right way. And that's what you do as a good coach. Zach Attack says Eric Gray was the reason Oklahoma lost to West Virginia. He ran out of bounds for something like negative 34 yards over the course of the game. Kayvon Thibodeau says Alex looks like a bust, not saying he is yet, but he does. Here's the problem with Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm going to break this down for everybody. This is his problem. This was his problem last year. Kayvon Thibodeau is not a bull rusher. He's not really a speed rusher. He's not a Zizo Jalari. He's not really a speed rusher. He's going to need to rely more on technique and his ability to create his own some type of different moves in reference to pass rushing. And when he loops to the outside on his pass rush, watch the film. When he loops the outside, when he takes the outside route for the pass rush, the tackle pushes him towards the sideline. And he's going more and more towards the sideline. He needs to cut back to the inside on those outside loops. He is going way too far wide. And right now the league knows that. So what they're doing is the tackle is not really making contact with Thibodeau. He's just kind of pushing him out. And he's taking him out of the play that way. He did that at least 4 or 5. I saw 4 or 5 different plays where he loops around too far. He's got to take that outside rush and cut it back inside. And he did this last year. He did it last year for like the first 13, 14 games until he kind of figured it out. So we have to hope he kind of figures that out again because he's doing the same shit he did last year. What's up, Roy? Hell of a game, Go G-Man. I agree. Indian Spices, what's going on? It has been a while. Where you been? Where you been hiding? Yeah, I know what you're hiding. I know what you're hiding. You're just hiding. The pass rush is awful, says Mr. Alvarez says, but the king of the almost sack.
King of the almost sack.
Let him be the most expensive bench warmer. Let DJ Davidson and Riley get more reps. Riley's hurt. Riley missed yesterday because he was hurt. I like DJ Davidson. And actually, the Giants' run defense improved last year when Leonard Williams went out. So what's going on, my brother? Everything is going good. Everything's going fine. It's just one of these days. We also have Mike Glenn in the house saying, what's up, Mike? I haven't seen you. We saw Mike a little bit ago, but the win in the moment felt great, but I don't feel better about the season. Going to the season to make the playoffs, we need to beat Seattle and Miami, now minus Barkley. I said this before. Are the Giants as talented as they were last year? Yes, I think they are. Will they make the playoffs this year? I don't think so. Because you have too many good teams in your own division, and you already own one of the division. And do I think they have the capability of winning 8 games? Sure. But I think 10 wins is going to 10. I think 10 wins this year is going to be the magic number to get into the playoffs. And you need to get out of your own division too. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. But I think you're going to have moments where they're going to look like they looked like the second half on Sunday, and I think you're going to have games where they're going to look like the entire game against Dallas. There's still a gap in talent in reference to the top tier talent, the top 10 teams, and the Giants. And we have to find a way to bridge. You know, it's fun. I got to stay the hell off Twitter. I got it. But Twitter imploded. I mean, Twitter literally imploded that first half. And I forgot who posted it. And it was cracking me up this morning. They go, so how many people deleted their posts from the first half? Because it just went nuts. Everyone just gave up. And I laughed because I was texting people at halftime. It was 20-0. I kept telling people, don't worry. Don't worry about it. I said, we're still in this. And then when the fourth quarter rolled around, I posted on Twitter, Mama said, knock you out. Because I said, we're going to make this comeback. This is the comeback right now. Because it was the Arizona freaking Cardinals. And everything went right in that first half. So the law of averages said that the Cardinals were not going to keep up at that pace. But it's now, like I said, I said this in a video, I think last week, that I think some people are going to break their necks because of the fact that they're going to be swinging back and forth so much, so violently. Because of the fact that they're going to be so high, then so low, then so high again. Just stay at an even keel. You know, and I love it because the people that were the DJ Panty Boys were sitting there quiet as oh hell last week. Didn't hear a peep out of them. Didn't hear a peep out of them out of the second half either. And it wasn't until today that they're like, we told you it was worth $160 million. Well, where were you for 6 quarters and a game and a half? You stand up for your man. Stand by your man. Actually, I should just say, stand by your man. That's what you're supposed to do. Alex Sports says, our chances of win against 49ers, Saquon, Barkley were small. Now there's nothing without Saquon. Richie said, so tired of no pass rush. Anyone on the D-line. Williams is not factor. Number 5 has no heart, wants no part of the physicality. I also can't understand why Ward is playing tackle so much. Because they need someone to stop the run. Until the last 6 minutes of the game, they couldn't stop the run. James Conner was just running through the Giants with a purpose. That's why. Everything's up in the chat. Everything's going good. Saquon extended so many drives all last season too. He did. Saquon Barkley didn't. And to think that the Giants are going to be better without Barkley is just asinine. Blazin says, should Wink move Kayvon Thibodeau around? No, he can't because Kayvon cannot cover. Parsons can cover. Parsons can play the run. Parsons can play linebacker. Parsons can play safety. Parsons can play defensive end. Kayvon can't do any of those things. Kayvon, to me, is going to have to be a hand in the dirt defensive end. I think he has the ability to be a run-stopping defensive end. I think he could be in the likes of an O.C. Humaniora, maybe a Justin Tuck, maybe not at the level of Strahan in reference to stopping the run, because I think he can do that well, but I don't think you're going to get 20 sacks, 10 sacks out of Kayvon Thibodeau, at least not now. Lorenzo, what's up, my brother? Is it time to worry about Kayvon? Check with me. Well, evidently it must be time to worry because we're going to have the Kayvon Thibodeau. We're going to be releasing the new Kayvon Thibodeau sound effect tomorrow. So, yeah, it might be time to worry about Kayvon. Daryl says, I hate to say this, but Bosa is going to be in the backfield all night. I'm hoping Bosa gets lost on the way to the stadium. I'm hoping he takes an Uber and the Uber driver happens to be a Giant fan. That's what I'm going with. Same with a few other people on that defense. And I am going to say this right now. There's a trio on the offensive side of the ball that I hope also are in the same Uber with Bosa, because that will help us out a lot. Protect says Barkley never gets respect from the fans, but the defensive play. That's the thing. Great point. And I'm not gonna say a lot of fans. They talk about Daniel Jones not getting respect. Saquon Barkley does not get respect. He didn't get respect all last season. He carried the load, and we broke it down. There was 5 games last year the Giants do not win without Saquon Barkley, and that is starting with the Tennessee Titans. Saquon Barkley did not. If Saquon Barkley did not turn on the switch that Titan game, we don't win that Titan game. But he doesn't get the respect. Thank you. Adrian Patterson is the line coach. Thank you. I can never remember his name. I always forget his name. Andrew Thomas struggled early because of his injury. Neil is struggling without significant injury. I hope that's the case. I really do hope that's the case. Let's see here. Love how the rookie DBs are playing, but going to be interesting to see how they go. Yeah, how they go up against the wide receivers and McCaffrey. That's going to be a telltale sign. And Banks played real well. Hawkins got turned around a couple times, but Banks actually played really well. Zach Attack said the spread is 10.5 for the 49ers. ECK Sports says it's 10.5 as well. Mike Lee says, just like Kayvon Thibodeau last year, this is just the last few games. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's not just the last few games of the season. I hope he finds it. I hope he finds it soon. Because then if you look at the drafts of Joe Shane, if Neil and Kayvon are busts, that's not going to be good, because even Shane said it's kind of hard to screw up 2 first top 10 picks. No, evidently, if you did, you did, but that happens. Lorenzo says he sincerely has been a ghost at this point. I don't know if it's worth the 5th overall pick. Is the scheme or the talent at this point? I think it's the talent. I said this in a video a week ago that he reminds me of O'Shane Ximines. When O'Shane Ximines came out of Old Dominion, he had 10.5 sacks that last year, and he relied on his talent, and he relied on his speed, and he had like one pass rushing move. Now the problem is, I thought the same thing I thought the exact same thing about Kayvon Thibodeau when he came out of Oregon, that relied on his talent and he relied on his ability to bully people, and the speed just kind of wasn't there. He wasn't a speed rusher, and he did not have a plethora of pass rushing moves. And I always felt he was going to be strong against the run immediately, but then have issues against strong tackles, because he's not going to be able to bully everyone in this league, and he's not going to be able to go around people because he just doesn't have that first step. That he was going to have to rely more on technique. So hopefully he can figure it out. Hopefully Patterson coaches him up. Yeah, let's see. AP says McCaffrey's going to destroy us. I might not be wrong. Jay Emanuel, what's up? What's up? Bracing myself for the last 3 weeks. I've almost checked out during the Arizona. I think a lot of people checked out during the Arizona game. I think a lot of people did. I think a lot of people just, and that's what I just, in Dallas, against Dallas, I'm sitting there with the big El Gigante. Sitting there in the stands, freezing in the rain, soaking wet, and it's 25-0. And I look at everyone around us, and everyone else is giving up. And there's my dumbass. We can still do it. And Big L looks at me and says, they might score 40. But you still got to have hope. You hope, and I'll hurry. You try, and I'll plan. We'll do what's necessary, because even a miracle needs a hand. Lamar Jackson wins and plays well with the poor offensive line for years. His entire O-line and running backs were out yesterday, and he still played well. Kirk Cousins, too. You're not wrong. Lamar, and a lot of people are like, well, Lamar just took that after that big season. He just dropped off the planet because of injuries and this. No, he also played. He's right. He played with no wide receivers, no offensive line. Marquise Brown, who's on the Cardinals, was his biggest wide receiver for years. Hey guys, what was the spread at this point that passed against the Cardinals? 4.5. Douglas says, if we keep the 49ers game close, I will be happy. I would be happy too. I'm always happy though. Kayvon should add a spin move to go back inside, but can he even do that? That's a great question. And like I said, just watch. Go back and watch the game. He just, and he did it last year, and it just used to drive me crazy last year. He cuts so wide on his outside move. He goes like this, and he probably should just go out like a little bit and come back around, but he does one of these. and then wonders why you can't get to the quarterback. Well, when the fastest point, the fastest way to go between 2 points is straight, and he needs to figure that out. Kayvon Thibodeau needs a toolbox. Oh my God, Johnny Rico. I always think of Johnny Rico. I always think of Starship Troopers. Let's see. One of my favorite movies. Glenn said, what does my Glenn said? You could look back at the end of last season. Arizona's the winner because they picked number 1. The Giants picked number 3. This could ultimately end up being the game with the 2 worst teams. I don't think they're going to be the game with the 2 worst teams. I don't think so. I think the Giants are going to, like I said, I think the Giants are going to drive people crazy this year. I think, like I said, you're going to see a team that's going to win like they did yesterday against bad competition, and you're going to see a team that loses like they did against Dallas to good competition. Let's see. Indian Spices graduated college a little while. Well, congratulations. And now I'm just looking for a full-time job. Applying for hundreds of places suck. I'll tell you, go to ladders.com. That's always a good one. You probably already went there. Career Builder. Career Builder is better than Monster. If you don't already have yourself a LinkedIn account, make sure you get yourself a LinkedIn account because LinkedIn actually has a lot of good jobs to go for, and they have an easy way to apply. So you don't have to go through the process, and make sure you get yourself a good cover letter because a lot of people, I always tell people, a good cover letter will go a long way. So make sure you get yourself a good cover letter. You'll find something. You got it, man. You got it. I got faith in you. Cortez Smith said, Leo is also an issue. We do not have any better options next to Lawrence. He overstayed his welcome the day they signed him to the contract. That's all I'm going to say about that. 55 people in the chat, but only 11 likes. No, we're at 36 likes. I would be bitching about the likes everywhere, and we have 71 people in the chat. Oh, I'm way behind. I'm 12 minutes behind on the chat, but thank you, Blazin. Yeah, do what Blazin says. You know what's funny? My friend Brian, years ago when I was in high school, and I never used the term blazing, but my parents had this white Cadillac Eldorado, and it had the gold package, and it had the gold emblem and everything else. And I remember taking it one day, and picking him up at his house, and he comes out and goes, "Damn, man, that car's blazing." So every time I see that, I think of my friend Brian. Let's see. Mr. Weaver says, do you think the Giants draft a quarterback next year for the second round draft? I don't think we're going to talk about the draft right now because I don't know. Let's get through the 49er game at first. Let's see. Mike says, one of the worst things in sports is to be a really good. That's a great line. Mike, I'm going to steal that and not give you credit for it. One of the worst things in sports is to be a really good bad team. And people who've watched football long enough or played football or even watched any sport long enough understands there are certain teams that just drive you crazy. They look like world beaters one week or even one quarter, and then the wheels just fall off the bus. I've literally taken a screenshot of that because I'm going to steal that. I'm good. I'm going to steal that. And I'm not gonna be shy about it. I'm gonna steal that. So just so you know. And hold on, see if I can't. Can I? Let's see here. I gotta see if. Let me see here. Oh no, I can't trademark it. Oh no, I can't trademark it. I was gonna trademark it, but I can't trademark it. But that, yeah, I think that's. I'm still gonna trademark it. Everyone just be patient. Everyone just wait for me. Okay, well, I can't find it. Oh no, I did.
That phrase, trademark, not to use outside permission to Ricky Bobby.
There we go. I trademarked that. Thanks, Mike. Blazin says, what's your Twitter handle? Tim, I haven't deleted anything from Twitter. My Twitter handle is Online Big Blue 1. It's Online Big Blue 1. It's amazing that someone actually took Online Big Blue. But Online Big Blue is my Twitter handle. I'm on Twitter. And I try not to go. Danny Dad says, it almost looked like Kayvon was avoiding the ball carrier. I don't think he was avoiding the ball carrier. I don't think he's afraid of contact. I just don't think he gets to the quarterback. He takes too long. He takes too long to do his rush. No sacks, no interceptions, no turnovers. Yeah, The D has got to do something, and I don't think they're gonna have a get right game. Kayvon Thibodeau is a 4-3 defensive end. Yeah, because if you go back to the Giants in '86, they were a 3-4 team, and you had Leonard Marshall, you had George Martin, and you had Jim Burt in the middle. And Marshall and Martin could actually play the run as long with pass rushing because they also had the linebackers with Banks, Reasons, Carson, and Taylor behind them. We don't have that now. So yes, he would actually be excel more as a run stuffing 4-3 guy. Yeah, he would. You're right. You're great. Johnny Rico says, I'm not going to lie. I harvested my tomatoes and made some Sunday sauce, popped them right wine. There was a nice bottle of vino, drank it all, and I was swimming in sorrow until the third quarter explosion. Well, at least you're honest about it. And that's always good. Barkley says, Barkley can take all the heat. Jones should get. Jones needs him. He does need him. He does. He takes a lot of the heat away from Daniel Jones. And if Saquon Barkley does not have a good game, like he did not have against Dallas, well, actually, Saquon Barkley had a pretty good game against Dallas. They just abandoned the run. That's why the venerable Brian Dable, I'm not calling the plays, didn't call any of the plays that second half. Mr. Cortez says, what was Wink doing in the first half? No pressure on a backup quarterback. He basically got no pressure in the second half either. But it is what it is. Still wish the team draft Aiden Hutchinson. Bladen says, I feel good about our 2021 draft. Guilty says, the kinder, gentler Tim. Sound effect when? I have to work on that. I just finished the Kayvon Thibodeau sound effect. Zach Attack says, if the Giants players get hurt now, how long till they start blaming the turf despite San Francisco being on natural grass? Fans are already blaming the turf because of Aaron Rodgers' injury. And I love it because he's got an Achilles injury. And anyone that watches this show understands the fact that the Achilles injury is not caused by the turf. It is a repetitive stress injury on the tendon. Has nothing to do with the turf. Has this much to do with the turf. It's a repetitive stress injury. I think the film is out on Kayvon, and he's just going to, I can't even talk. He's just going to need to adjust. I can't talk today. You're right. You're not wrong. And we've said this a million times before. You get 16, 17 weeks of film on someone. That's why you have the sophomore jinx or sophomore slump, because you need to adjust. And Kayvon hasn't adjusted yet. How's the couch? It's actually a chair. It's a chair and a half. It's actually very nice. Thank you for asking. The upholstery people are coming out tomorrow to clean it. So I'm very excited about that. It actually looks really good in there. It looks really, we have one of those formal front rooms, because you have to be formal, because you could tell I'm just formal. That was me being formal, not having a stroke. But it's great. It's heavy as shit because it turned out to be mahogany, the legs and everything else. And I love it because, like I said, it was from an estate sale, and they flipped up the cushion, and the guy looked at it and said, "This is mahogany. This is made by this company in North Carolina. They probably should have priced this differently." I said, "Nope, too late. It's mine." Mr. Alvarez says, Tim, you did say if Kayvon didn't live up to his potential, he would be a Javion Clowney and just a guy. Hope he's figuring it out. I did say that. I did say that. I said that the day we drafted him. I love when people come up and tell me things that I said, because I don't remember half the time. And then I love when people send me sound bites, and it just cracks me up because, like, oh yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Let's see here. Blazin says, you guys listening to Tim, like that, tap that like button and help me out, guys. We got 42 likes. I'm actually very happy with the likes today. 42 likes. Let's get to 50. Guilty says, Kayvon says needs to develop a spin move that brings him back into the line. Mike says, overreaction Monday. I heard everything from Jones being a top 5 quarterback to an MVP. He just kind of forgot the other weeks. Kayvon is too thin. I said that when we drafted him. Damn near looks like a big wide receiver. Looks like a big tight end. But you're not wrong about that. Mr. Arrow, what's going on? On Saturday, my Mississippi Bulldogs were down 24-0 before half. We scored a touchdown, then proceeded to lose 41-14. I should have stayed after the half. Go, Joe Judge. What's got my brother? How you been doing, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Jason Pinnock got the pick in the first half, too. Pinnock he played up and down, led the team in tackles, but he also made some mistakes, especially in that early half. Zacatech says Kayvon needs to realize it's not college, and Pac-12 wasn't exactly the most talented conference. When you got away into college, he can't get away with that. He can't bully people. He just can't bully people. That's just the way it is. Blazing use Grammarly when making your cover letter. Yes, use Grammarly. Indian Spice, use Grammarly when you're making your cover letter, and spell check. That's what I love about this show. It's not just about sports. It's also public service announcements. Definitely important. Yep, Mike, please. Definitely important. Get a LinkedIn page. That's very important. Get a LinkedIn page and then start building your professional network. Because then, like I said, then you can also turn around and apply for jobs. And there's a lot of good jobs. I mean, there's a lot of jobs on LinkedIn. The all cardiac arrest team. I remember you had the cardiac pack, but the original cardiac kids were it was actually college. It was University of Maryland. University of Maryland was the original cardiac kicks. Let's see. Mike Lee says Blazing says I'm still on that line too. No, you can't steal that line.
That phrase is trademark, not to be used as a tradition, Ricky Bobby.
You can't steal that line. Mr. Irish Rover says Mike, that should cost him a bag of Black Rifle coffee. No, because the pumpkin spice showed up today. And maybe I'm so wired right now because I had a lot of coffee this afternoon after 4:00. And it is really good. Big Dog says, I've seen Kayvon get pancaked a few times. He should have been in the weight room this offseason. I think equals Roger Dorn. That's pretty funny. I don't think his weight's a problem. I just think he just doesn't have the repartee of pass rushing moves. I just don't think he has that. And I think that's going to be the problem. He doesn't have.
You say I have a plethora of piñatas?
He doesn't have the plethora of piñatas or moves. And I think that's his biggest problem. My wife is killing me. She's texting me. Kayvon Thibodeau equals Roger Dorn. Roger Dorn, of course, the third baseman for the Cleveland Indians back in the early 80s when Rick Vaughn and the Wild Thing and Serrano and them made that miracle run and beat the Yankees to make the playoffs. Zacatech says Gannon also didn't make any adjustments in the Super Bowl. It showed up here in the second half. Eagle fans don't miss them. I don't think Eagle fans miss them at all. Pale Riders says I was watching the stream yesterday. Not going to mention name. It doesn't matter. But in the first half, they trashed DJ. Second half, they screamed how they knew he was great. Crazy to watch the flip. Who's the name Pale Rider? Just say it. The Pale Rider, Clint Eastwood, another great cowboy movie. Just tell us who it is. Joe Rev. What's up, my brother? No, you can't have the hat. Tim, I drank a half a case of Heineken, almost didn't see the ending. Yeah, you might have saw the ending you really liked. Cortez says the rest of the guys have to pick up the slack of Dexy. He's getting double teamed where there are other three pass rushers. Embarrassing when you think about it. Here's the problem with that. Aaron Donald gets double teamed every game and still finds a way. Again, we paid Dexter Lawrence. We paid Dexter Lawrence to beat Aaron Donald. Indian Spices, I looked at ladders, looks good, but why do I need to pay for a membership to view certain jobs? Because those are the high-end jobs, they say. Don't do that. Because you can also find those jobs. Don't use Monster. Monster sucks. Go to Career Builder. Career Builder, Ladder, and I can't think of the other one. There's a third one that's really good. But like I said, LinkedIn Learning, and they also have the LinkedIn Learning pages where you can do like certificates and stuff. So that's good to add to your resume. Danny Dud says, as any team had two top 7 picks in a single draft, and both of them been busts. Not that I can think of in a long time, but you have to kind of wait and see what happens. Indian Spices, Kevin honestly is looking like Clowney. Yes, and yes, I did say that. Let's see, I did say that, and I'm sorry I did say that. I said that right during the draft. Jay says, NFL came out and said there is no difference between the amount of turf and grass. You know what, Jay? It's actually funny. I did a video, I think 7 months ago, maybe 6 months ago, and I actually became a grass expert. not the good kind. I became a lawn expert. And the significant injuries and the difference between injuries over the last 10 years in the NFL between grass and turf, or they're almost identical, the amount of injuries. And actually more teams play on turf. So that's why it kind of made it even more interesting. Let's see. Barkley is out 3 weeks. The season is over. Yeah, he's out 3 weeks. Kevin, what's up? Tim, I appreciate all the content, but you put out because it's not just BS, but how do you think DJ will hold up without Saquon? I think it's going to be bad. Unless Breida can step up, unless Eric Gray can step up, I think it's going to be bad. I really do. Because if you watch the second half, they use Saquon as a decoy so much, and the defense is so focused on Barkley and not Jones that there was one play where he faked a handoff to Barkley, and like 8 guys followed Saquon. And that's the respect that Barkley gets. And that's what certain parts of the fan base don't talk about. And if that's respect's not there, there's going to be a crashing effort. Spidey says, I already got a LinkedIn page and I just spam GPT for cover letter. There's no way for anyone to tell who used it. Even the creators of ChatGPT gave up on it. ChatGPT is the wave of the future. Big Dog says, I agree. He loses containment on a lot of his plays. He really does. And like I said, look out for tomorrow. I think I'm going to do a short. It's Kayvon Thibodeau, the friendly pass rusher. It's dedicated to James Williams. We'll talk about that why. Mr. McCormick says your resume should be more of a profile. All relevant experience and education should be included. Everything included should be tailored for the position you are applying for. Well, you should have multiple resumes or try to have multiple. It depends on types of the role. And you really should have resumes that have different verbiage for different roles, but you should have one singular resume that you can use for almost every job. Let's see. My guess is it was Christmas. It was Christmas. You're right. It was around Christmas, Mike Lee. Good point about that one video. Zach Tech says, I believe Pale Rider was talking about your favorite streamers. Which one are my favorite streamers, Zach Tech? Which ones are my? I swear, and this is all honesty, Zach. If you weren't around, I wouldn't know who the hell anyone's talking about. We have code words, me and Zach. Like we have the tennis players. That's a good one. I like the tennis players. I don't remember who they are, but I know who they are. And then there's other ones that Zach helps rein me in. Dexter Lawrence has been looking like the biggest invisible dude next to the king of the almost sack.
King of the almost sack.
When was the last time Leo made a highlight play? I'll get back to you on that one. Which version of True Grit is John Wayne? I don't even know why you're asking that question. There is only one True Grit, and that's John Wayne. I think I've seen every John Wayne movie there is because of my father. My father was a huge John Wayne fan. I think I've watched the Sands of Iwo Jima at least 700 times because of my father. And I still watch it now. Kind of quick. You should just get banned for that. Maybe Neil is failing because of Glowinski. Who knows? And we've said this before. Andrew Thomas struggled with Will Hernandez. Will Hernandez goes out. Shane Lemieux comes in. Thomas plays better. Lemieux gets hurt. Hernandez comes back in. Thomas sucks again. Sometimes your guard affects your tackle. We did a whole video on it. The whole D-line has been invisible this entire season. I understand that. Big Dog, I honestly can't remember. Big Dog. I don't know. Grassologist. I was a grassologist. I have that on my LinkedIn page, grassologist. Mike Lee says, perhaps Dave should tell Daniel DJ, regardless of what your eyes tell you, you're playing in a dome. You are playing in a dome. I love that. Michael Parsons said he would play on any concrete, and people need to understand majority of the NFL teams don't own the stadiums they play in. Not like everyone is Robert Kraft. I'm going to tell you this real quick. High school, we did we played a game in the old Meadowlands. Now I've been on the Meadowlands turf before we play this game because I spent a lot of time in the old Meadowlands. I've talked about it ad nauseum. But the AstroTurf in the old Meadowlands was actually like playing on concrete. And and Bill Parcells practiced on that turf year round and also practice. They would go full pad practices on that turf. That's all I'm going to say about that. It was Chris and Bad Dog. Thank you. My tennis players equal Fireside Giants. Is it Fireside Giants, Zach? I'm not going to say Mike Lee is wrong, but I thought it was the other people. I thought it was the other people. Okay, so maybe we don't have a secret code. Indian says, yeah, I got one resume for everything. I'm mostly looking for software engineering role. Hard to get into, but once you do, you're set. You also can look at recruiters, you know. If you have local recruiters in your area, send them your resume. You can find local recruiters on LinkedIn. LinkedIn will be our next sponsor because Black Rifle Coffee evidently just doesn't love me. Are you doing the stream with R0B on Thursday? Well, R0B, I asked him about it, and he said he's got to work. He missed Sunday stream because he was on his period. So we wished him well, and we sent him some wine and some chocolate and hoped that he got better. But also we got to thank Keith for coming in yesterday and hanging out. That was a lot of fun. Let's see here. I'm really concerned that the D line couldn't get any pressure on the Cardinals. Of all teams, Dallas is one thing. This is another. That's true. I'm worried about that too. Tennis players do equal Fireside Giants. Okay, great. Yo K2 did a video on us. It's called "It was the worst 6-quarter stretch I've ever seen." It really was a bad 6 quarters. I think in my time watching the Giants, that was probably the worst 6 quarters. Kevin says, listening to Fist Vegas. Wait. Let's see here. Listening to Fist Game, you would have thought we had a dynasty team. Well, Fist Vegas doesn't like me. And it makes me all sad inside. It makes me want to cry. Oh, well. Mike Glenn says, yes, I was on the live stream and flipping and flopping was the Olympic gold medal level. I love it. I love it. Literally right here. Hold on. This makes me laugh. Where's I was on a group chat and I got to find the group chat. Let's see here. I love people. Hey, Tim, you should do a first half rant. Let's see here. Got our gold jacket on. Someone smoking something. This is horrible. I literally said at one point, going into the end of the game, we at one point we're 14-0. I said, still early. Let's go, G-men. And then everyone else is everyone playing elite, blah, blah, blah. This was the best deep ball in the NFL, someone said. And then we went into the half 20-0. I even said, it's only 20-0. We still have the chance. We still got a chance. And I kept telling people that. Cortez says, what does the game say about Kafka struggling? I feel like he didn't help the situation. He did. He actually made the situation worse in the first half. And I think that's the biggest issue right there. Should have sent Rob a black block of cheese instead of chocolate. Blazin says, why don't the Giants run twists and stunts to generate pressure? Come on, Wink. And they got to remember, if you go back to Wink's defenses never really had, outside of what's his name, Matthew, was it Juden? Never really had a guy that ever had over 10 sacks. It was always sacked by committee. You would always have guys that you would have one guy that have like 6 and everyone else have like 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 3. So it was always sacked by committee. But you also had, like Marcus Peters and some, some other guys in the secondary that could give you the extra time to get the quarterback. Not that I'm going to say that Hawkins and Banks aren't going to do that, but it is a little bit, it's a little bit different. Let's see. Jose G, what's up? The one thing I'm excited about was the defense, and I have to say I'm highly disappointed. Yeah, I thought the defense was going to outshine the offense, to be honest. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let's get to 50 likes. KTO is a former college quarterback, so he's pretty good. Oh, okay. I don't know who that is, but okay. Or is that the one you sent me today, Zach? You sent me a video today. A Big Dog says, I can't watch Fireside Giants. A lot of delusional takes on that channel. Tennis players. All right. Fisk also said DJ is the same tier with Mahomes. Okay, yep.
Gentlemen, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
I'm on Vicodin right now, so please don't mind my constant posting. Hope you're on hopefully you're not on Vicodin for any bad reason. How will we win on Thursday? With a wing and a prayer. Second half cards games, you can do it. I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is. I have 300 sound effects and only 50 can be on the board. Someone stole that my sound effect, and they used it.
You can do it! Oh no! We suck again!
That could be Thursday. Tim, I don't like Fist Vegas. He's gone. And they have gone back and forth with him a couple of times on his videos. He's an idiot. That's all. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about Fist Vegas. He's an idiot. He's so tough he can never come on camera. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see. Indian Spice says 49er games. Oh no, we suck again. Yeah, we did. I just played that for you. I sent you a Baldy breakdown. Oh yeah, that was a good one. You sent me that Baldy breakdown that finished that. Do you think Neal finishes the season at tackle? No. Yes, I do. I don't think they're going to move him to guard. Our committee has no sacks. No, our committee does not have any sacks. But we know it. You have to kind of hope and figure out we're going to find a way to get the sacks. Cortez says, I am the only one who sees Barkley absence as a good thing. We know he can't catch. It also takes the defense out of the box. He had 80 receptions his rookie season. He had 50 something after that too. I think it's just the fact the quarterback didn't throw him the ball. Sabotage the team bus. That's a good way to stop him. Michael N says, even after watching the game, I couldn't name 3 Arizona players if you paid me. Kyler Murray, the astronaut, and Prater, the kicker. I think, let's see here. I think Azuto will be the right side when AT comes back. He might be. He might be. I mean, we have to wait. We have to kind of wait and see, but that's not a bad thing. Online Big Blue, Talking Giants are the only real content creators I watch. Really appreciate you guys. Well, I appreciate you, Kevin. And Talking Giants, that's Zach. Which one's Talking Giants? Put it in the chat. Send it to me in the private chat. Yeah, I like them too. Jay says, for once I see DJ put the ball in front of receiver. DJ did a great job. DJ still has a problem with placement. And we have to be honest about this. He hits Hyatt in stride. I still don't know who Bobby Skinner. I don't know who that is. Gotta help me out on that one, Zach. You can help me out with that. If he hits Hyde in stride, that's a touchdown. He puts the ball on the outside shoulder of Slayton on that end zone pass. That's a touchdown. There was a couple other plays that he threw the ball short in the second half. In the first half that he missed entirely. So ball placement to me is still a problem with Daniel Jones. Mr. A, what's going on, Michael? I haven't seen Michael Anthony. Giant players must have got a lap dance at halftime. Poppycockers, cheerleaders, great second half. But how do you give a grade out of? You know what? You got to give Marcus and Zuti. They held up. They held their own. They did a good job. Make sure you get to 50 likes, people. They did a good job, but they also did a good job against the Arizona Cardinals. And I know a lot of people want to just say, "Well, it doesn't matter who you play." Well, it doesn't matter who you play. If you are supposed to be a top 15 team and you play the 32nd ranked team and you do not play well, and your offensive line doesn't play well against that talent, then there's a problem. Mike Lee says, but the committee is on the back of a milk carton. Come on, guys. Just a couple of cards. It's easy. I told you. The astronaut, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Neil Lomax, O.J. Anderson, Roy Green, Josh Rosen. I named a lot of them. Let's go. Maybe the Barkley absence will run the ball even when they have before. You never know. It's possible. What's up, my brother? We got the big L in the house. Tim, I'm glad it's a victory Monday, but it still doesn't sit right. It was a relief. I don't disagree. I don't disagree, Big L. I really don't. I hope you're doing well. Bobby Skinner is the creator of Talking Giants. But which one is Talking Giants? Zach, you're not helping me. I told you, send it to me in the private chat so I look smart. You know, I need all the help I can get. Let's see here. Big Dog says, very true. Deep ball is a suspect. He takes sacks when he has the option to throw it away. He actually did throw the ball away a couple times, Daniel Jones. He didn't take the sack. He did throw the ball away a couple times. So I'm fine with that. Besides the Hodgkins touchdown. Let's see here. New Legend 24. As long as the ball is complete, I'll be happy. We all would better ball placement, of course, but as long as it's complete, I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying. Looks like Bobby Hill. Bobby Hill from the King of the Hill. Okay, I had to think about it. Looks like Bobby Hill. I was watching King of the Hill the other day. But the problem is this: if you go up against a good team and your ball placement is off, it's going to come back. It's going to either get knocked down or intercepted. So we have to work on that. Guilty says DJ stopped throwing the players in harm's way as soon as Dable took over the play calling. I mean, what Kafka's got his shit together. That's the other thing I said. I did post that on Twitter. I said Daniel Jones has got to stop throwing Darren Waller into contact, because if he keeps throwing him into contact, he's going to get him killed. Plain and simple, he's going to get him killed. And he did the same thing to Saquon Barkley twice, and both times it's in turnovers. Bubba Baker, there we go. Neil Lomax, yeah, I went old school. Bobby Skinner looks like Bobby Hill. I like King of the Hill. Let's see here. Baker, Moore, Ertz, Dobbs, Connor, Brown are all current cards. Well, look at Mr. Jose G, all smart. I'm Mr. Smart. Let's see here. Talking Giants is the channel with Buzz from Home Alone. I sent you a Twitter video on DM. Zach, I don't, Zach, what am I? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, hold on. I gotta look this up. Here is Skinner Twitter. Oh, I gotta click on the link though. Hold on. See if he throws him in stride, it's a touchdown. If he doesn't have to come back with the ball. All right, Zach Attack. Thank you. Now I know who it is. Let's see here, Tim. But wait, Tim. I thought that Jones is accurate, so his ball placement be. We said the same thing. We saw the same thing in training camp. Remember, he had the most accurate passes in all training camp, and all placement in training camp was just like beyond reproach. We need one more like. Can I get one more like? Because the game is going to start soon. I got to stop doing these streams at weird times. But I got to finish my my Kayvon Thibodeau sound effect so I could drop it tomorrow. That's cool talk. For those that don't know it. Mr. Alvarez says there were definitely like 3-4 misplacement throws that could have led to touchdowns against a good team. Against a good team that's not called the Cardinals. Some of the ill-fated ball placement could have been bad. And that's just being honest. He had a great second half. Did he do everything perfectly? No. No quarterback does. And that's what some people need to figure out. Let's see here. Not Giant related, but what was your take on Justin Fields? Analysts putting him in the top 5 quarterbacks before the season started. I've been a Justin Fields fan, and I think he's going to be fine. I think he's just got to right the ship a little bit. I think he's. I think Justin Fields coffee's wearing off. Black Rifle coffee's wearing off. I think he's going to be fine. You should do a stream at 3:30 a.m. I might. Someone was like, you do streams like at 10 o'clock in the morning, 6:45, because I have to do streams around my family. I'm not going to sit there, do a stream 8, 9 o'clock at night for 3-4 hours and neglect my family. So I got to do it at weird times. So the afternoon streams are great. And 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, I still neglect the family a little bit, but the wife understands. So that's why I have to do streams at weird times. Let's see. I love Dable took over. This is what the head coach does: see something wrong and fixes it. I agree. The pass rush equals nowhere, man. It really has been bad. Irish River says, Tim, I'll give you a call this week. Been busy with busy shit. Well, that's always good when you're busy with busy shit. Let's see here. Jalen Hyatt is about is about GRT. GRT. I know what that means. That equals 2.831, 6.466 liters. It's also in cryptocurrency. And it's also referred to as the graph price today. Let's see here. Well, we need to admit that Kafka had some head scratchers. We had 3rd and 2 against Dallas. His quarterback runs off tackle. Yeah, that didn't make any sense, actually. What's up, Montana? What's going on? I'll get there. Thumbs up for you. Thank you, Mr. Montana, the greatest blues grass musician in all of Montana. Go find his channel and subscribe to it. Jalen Hyatt is going to get killed against the 49ers. If he floats the ball, yeah, he's going to get wrecked. And if he throws Waller into coverage, he's going to get wrecked. I said this, and someone reminded me I said it the other day. It's a typo, the GTR thing. Good, because I thought it was like some cool slang that I didn't know what it was, so I tried Googling it. And it didn't work out, as we noticed. There's certain ways you have to protect yourself on the football field. And there's certain positions more than others that you really need to understand how to protect yourself. Wide receivers, running backs, tight ends. You have to, after the catch, you need to understand how to protect yourself. And I said it the day we drafted Wan'Dale Robinson. I said, if he does not learn to protect himself on the field, he's not only not going to get out of his first game of the season, he is not going to get out of the season at all. And he went out his first game, and then he got hurt after that. Because if you watched him in college, he didn't know how to protect himself on the field after the catch. And the problem is, if you have a quarterback that throws you into contact and you are unaware, Waller knows how to protect himself. But a player like Wan'Dale Robinson, I don't know if he's learned that yet. You throw him into contact, he is going to get hurt. And he didn't get hurt. He got hurt on a non-contact play, but I'm just saying. Let's see. That was a typo. We got the thumbs up working. Let's see. The game's going to start here in about 13 minutes. This was just going to be a short stream.
That's what she said.
Because I just kind of want to hang out and talk about the Giants. See what everyone was up to. I appreciate everyone that's coming out and coming in, and has really helped the channel get bigger and bigger every day. At least a lot isn't patrolling the secondary Thursday night. Yeah. Well, unless we had the Bavaro to counter the lot. That would be good. Montana says a good team that had intensity for 6 quarters. What's the remedy? The remedy is you come back and you need to start figuring out how to be consistent. Not up in here. Big O, wait a minute. You think you're gonna get away with it? Hold on, Big O. I like when people that are in the chat text me things. Oh my god.
Think you gonna get away with it? Not up in here.
Not up in here.
It just cracks me up. I'm going to text him. I could be in the chat. Zacatech says, if we compare DJ to Peyton Manning, getting his slot receiver killed is a good way to start Austin Collie and Wes Welker. You're not wrong, Zach. You're actually right. You've talked about that before. 49ers games will be just like the Cowboys games with the D-line. If the Giants don't figure it out rapidly, Brock Purdy yesterday missed a lot of plays against the I was going to say St. Louis Cardinals, because now I got Neil Lomax on the brain, against the the LA Rams. He missed a lot of throws. There was like 6 throws that he just missed. And we have to kind of hope that he has the same types of brain farts, and he misses these guys. That's a good looking guy on Twitter. Oh, it's me. Danny Dud says, why does Danny never audible? I thought he was a smart Duke kid. We talked about that. We've talked about that before. We talked about in the stream yesterday that he has a tendency not to audible out plays. And Eli Manning was the king of that. Eli Manning was the guy that understood that you just audible out of plays sometimes, because sometimes plays just are bad. And Daniel Jones, I don't understand in year 5 why he's still not doing that. Run the ball on the right side. Isaiah Simmons on Kittle. We have to tackle up Go G-Man. I worry about Kittle. I worry about Samuels. I worry about McCaffrey. I worry about the other guy. I'm just worried. Let's see here. Luke says, just read Saquon out for 3 weeks with an ordinary sprain. Well, that it's an ordinary sprain because it's not a high ankle sprain. High ankle sprain could be 7 to 8 weeks, easy. He doesn't have anything substantial in the sprain, so you're looking at 3 weeks. Yeah. So he's going to miss I think he'll miss 2 games. Brock Purdy will bounce back, sadly, because he always did in college. I like Brock Purdy. I just don't see. I don't know. I never saw Brock Purdy doing what he did. And is Cinderella finally going to miss the ball with Brock Purdy? I don't know. Is that fairy tale come crashing down? Who knows? He looked real good the first week against Pittsburgh. And he missed some plays last week. DJ's processor will explode if he tries to audible. He's using a compact 286E. That's why his processor is not working right now. No audibles is the main reason why he couldn't do anything against Dallas. He should have checked out a lot of the plays in Dallas. There was so many plays that you could tell was going to be a blitz, and I didn't understand why he didn't audible out to the run. I really don't. I didn't get that. I don't understand why he didn't delayed handoff. I didn't literally get why he didn't do those certain things. Okay. Let's see here. DJ changed the play, or is he not allowed to? You would think every quarterback, that's why they have this wristband, not only to figure out the plays, but every quarterback is usually given like 3 or 4 different audibles. Plays they can audible out to. And a lot of times they're plays they're very familiar with. And I just don't get it. I just don't see it. Let's see. Jones is a yes man quarterback, whatever the coach tells him to do, even if it's bad, and he will run it. Yeah, you're not wrong. Indian Spice says, Tim, all right, Tim, I'll see you guys. All right, Indian Spice, good luck on the job hunt. Hope everything goes well. If you need a reference, here you go. Indian Spices is awesome. Make sure you hire him. You're getting the level of endorsement from Online Big Blue Sports. So that just tells you why you should hire him. And I'm trying to find sound effects that is going to just tell you how great he is. Honestly,
what I got to say, you really.
Oh, that's not a good clip. Because he's just a good kid.
I don't know what the fuck you just said, little kid, but you special, man. You reached out and you touched it by the heart.
So hire him. Montana says if we didn't dome back yesterday, I would have talked you into becoming a movies trivia channel for the rest of the year. We got ourselves a super chat from Big Don. Big Don helping out the kids. All super chats go and stickers go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. We haven't been drawing in a lot because I don't ask for super chats. I don't ask for stickers. I don't ask for anything. But Big Don knows because I just donate all that to charity. And the last 2 live streams or 3 live streams where we were actually able to donate a good amount of money. And I'll do a final total at the end of the month, let everyone know. But and that's where that goes to. Because of the fact that it's just the right thing to do. Because I like I said, you got nothing wrong with doing it for the likes, the clicks, the bleeps, and the boops. I do it because of the fact that I just enjoy talking Giants content, and if I can donate something to a worthy cause, because of the fact that it is Philadelphia Children's Hospital is a very worthy cause, that I'm glad to do that. And Big Don has always been a supporter of the kids, and he's always so much appreciated. And he also came on and did the draft show. So he put up with Dom and Rob and Pest. So you know what? I give him all the credit in the world for that. Guilty says, in order to audible out of plays, you need to be able to recognize the defenses. You can't read defenses. You can't know what you need to change the play or what the ideal play to audible into is. Wow. Okay, this is the Online Big Blue Sports Entertainment with Guilty. Because that's just perfect. That literally just summed it up. Cortez Smith says, I like the way Dallas runs the ball. No cute shit, just straight up the gut. That's the way the Giants used to do it in the 80s and the 90s. That's the way that we did in the 2000s, with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Jay says, these rookie quarterbacks aren't looking bad. I think CJ Stroud is on a bad team as well. I really do. I really do too as well. Montana says, if you didn't come back yesterday, I got that one. I could do a movie trivia show, but then you got to start a new channel and everything else. It's just too much effort. On a rebuilding team, at least, I think Dom is going crazy. Don is the man. He is the man. He is the man. He's the myth. He's the legend. We just have to have a Don sound effect. I don't know what it's gonna be, but we're gonna give Don we're gonna give the Don a sound effect here. Just for the Don. Because he's so awesome. We're gonna play an awesome sound effect for you, Don.
Here's to the Army and Navy and the battles they have won. Here's to America's colors, the colors that never run.
May the wings of liberty never lose a feather.
That's for the big Don. Let's say good evening, Admiral Mutombo. We're going to leave her in 4 minutes, Admiral. But welcome. Thank you, Big Don. Everyone's welcome. Greatly appreciate Big Don. Many thanks, 100%. I don't want to. I'm not going to read anything where I'm a nice guy. Because I don't like praise. DJ thinks Audible is a website to download talking books.
That's what she said.
Hey, no problem. Big Don. I believe Tim should do a live stream when he calls the games with Big L again. Oh, yeah, we did call the game with Big L again. We did one live stream when we called the game. And that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. But don't tell Big L that because he'll get a big head and bigger than the one he has now because he's got a pretty big head. I don't know if anyone's seen El Gigante's head. That's why I don't call him Big Don. I don't call him Big L for a reason. I just call him that because he's got a really big head. You gotta love being friends with me. That's what I tell people all the time. You gotta love being. You have to be. And like I said, Big L is a friend. Big Al started out on the channel, and as a subscriber to the channel, he's still a subscriber to the channel. And he learned, he's over the years, he's become a good friend. And I laugh because to be, he says, I heard that to be on this channel. Well, you're going to get even worse because I'm going to put your big head up on TV. To be on this channel, to be friends with me, you have to be a special kind of stupid. So, because like people will tell you, I'm the exact same person on the mic that I am in person, and in person, I'm actually worse. But there's Big L. There's Big L on the side there. There he is right there on the left. Look at that big noggin. And that's Michael, and that's his girlfriend. And that's Mark from Barbados right there as well. We all got the chance to meet up. Met a lot of people last that home game. It was just an awesome game. I met a lot of people that followed the channel. It was freaking awesome just to talk to everybody. Let's see what qualifies Evan Neal for a bust. He sucks. That would qualify him for a bust. But I don't think he's a bust yet. I don't think anyone's a bust yet. What's for dinner? We had chicken for dinner. I made this like Spanish chicken with white rice and red beans and a little bit of salad on the side. It was actually really good. It was good. Don always just welcome. Sam Howell looks better. Sam Howell, man, looks good. I mean, Sam Howell looks good. Sam Howell looks like a player. And I'm shocked by that because I didn't think he was going to be one, but he looks like a player. Best thing when someone says something mean, say thank you. It will confuse everyone. People will tell you, like I said, I don't take praise well. I don't take adulation well. Big L something. I think it was Big L. I can't remember. Someone said something nice to me and something about nice to me. And I looked down and I said, shut the fuck up. I want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you. Let's see here. What is he saying on his text? Big L's actually texting me during the middle of the show. Why aren't you in the chat? He goes, you mean that handsome looking fellow on the left? Yeah, that guy. All right, the game starts in a minute. Anyone got anything else to say? I don't know how many likes we have because I lost count. Tim, you're always right. Well, of course I am. If loving you was wrong, I don't want to be right. Of course I'm always right. You know that, Guilty. I'm never wrong, except when I'm not right. Play-by-play commentary in the near future. I don't know. We did it once last year with Big L. It was fun. It was just a long day, and I'd rather watch the game and just hang out and drink beer. I don't know how many. I mean, during the games and stuff, we usually have like a couple hundred people in the chat. So maybe we'll just have a couple hundred people show up at the house. Put them all in the backyard. Be the same way. Be the same thing. And I'll give everyone like little signs that are likes. Like. Well, yeah, we'll do something. Thursday night football stream with Big L confirmed. That's of course from Zack Attack, the unofficial producer of the online Big Blue Show. I know we're not going to do that. I don't know. Maybe we will. I don't know. If I start drinking, I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out. All right, guys. It is 8:00. The game is going to start in a few minutes. I have to finish processing the Kayvon Thibodeau, the friendly pass rusher sound effects, so we have that ready for tomorrow. I don't think we're going to have a video out tomorrow. We'll probably have one out on Wednesday. I got a lot of people coming out to the house tomorrow to do work, so I'm not going to really have a chance to do it. So we'll see. But you never know, Zach. That might not be a bad idea. I'll talk to Big L, see what he's up to. All right, guys. You know, we're going to close it out. We always like to close it out with the theme music. This is Tim. This is New York Giants. Powered by Online Big Blue LLC. Saying bye to Mr. McCormick, bye to Zach Tech, bye to Guilty, bye to Danny Duds, bye to the Big Don, bye to the Irish Rover. And you know what, guys? Throw it the like, throw it subscribe, remember to ring that bell. You want to know why? That'd be awesome.